The House tried to pass the $2,000 stimulus checks today by unanimous consent, but of course the Republicans blocked it. Now, I'm not saying this is good or bad on their part, but this is the reality of what happened, and we reached this point for a reason, and now we have to talk about where do we go from here. What's going to happen to the bill that passed already with the $600 stimulus checks? Because President Trump, he didn't veto this one yet, and it technically passed as a veto-proof bill, which means even if he vetoes it, they can still make it into law, but it's all about the timing here. We have the government shutdown on the 28th of December, and we have a new Congress on January 3rd. So what is going to happen? Let's talk about what we know so far, because there's a bunch of misinformation out there and confusion, and I want to clear it all up for you in this video. Right after you please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So we have to get the facts straight here, because things are all over the place and you need to know better and have the full information. And this is what I've been trying my best to do here on this channel for the last 9 months. So how exactly did we get to where we are today? Two things. Democrats and Republicans finally reached an agreement on a relief package, and Steve Mnuchin, a representative for the White House, said that President Trump would sign this bill, the virus relief bill. But what happened here is that they passed the relief bill as well as the government omnibus spending bill at the same time. This opened the door for President Trump to look at all the foreign spending that's in the omnibus bill that has nothing to do with the virus. And the bill doesn't have anything to do with the virus, so that's fine. And compare it to what is in the relief bill to the American people, and he didn't like that. He doesn't like that we are sending money to all these countries to do gender studies in Pakistan and some other things, while sending $600 to the American people. The problem here is we as a country have been doing that with foreign aid for years. I guess Trump just found this out because he looked at what is in both bills, which kind of makes me think it was a mistake from Congress to attach those two bills together. I don't know if there was a way to separate them, but whatever, here we are now. Now, the second thing that puts us in this situation we're in right now is Trump refusing to sign this bill and demanding $2,000 checks. But here's the important part that the Democrats seem to forget, and I guess Kevin McCarthy, the Republican leader in the House, was right in saying that they have selective hearing. Because now you have all Democrats saying, wow, this is amazing. We finally agree with President Trump on something. Let's do it. Let's do the $2,000 checks. See, we agree to it. It's the Republicans who don't agree with the president in blocking the $2,000 checks. But no, that's not all what President Trump had to say. Let's listen to what he said exactly.
Congress found plenty of money for foreign countries, lobbyists, and special interests, while sending the bare minimum to the American people who need it. It wasn't their fault. It was China's fault, not their fault. I am asking Congress to amend this bill and increase the ridiculously low $600 to $2,000 or $4,000 for a couple. I'm also asking Congress to immediately get rid of the wasteful and unnecessary items from this legislation and to send me a suitable bill, or else the next administration will have to deliver a COVID relief package, and maybe that administration will be me. And we will get it done. Thank you very much.
So yes, he does ask for an amendment to up the checks from $600 to $2,000, but he also wants Congress to get rid of the wasteful items in this legislation. So Democrats asking for unanimous consent to pass the $2,000 checks this morning, it meant nothing. And this is not what President Trump asked for. He asked for two things: the $2,000 checks and getting rid of the fat in the bill. And that's what Kevin McCarthy said in his letter yesterday. House Democrats appear to be suffering from selective hearing. They have conveniently ignored the concerns expressed by the president and shared by our constituents that we ought to re-examine how our tax dollars are spent overseas, while so many of our neighbors at home are struggling to make ends meet. Thus, Republicans will offer a unanimous consent request to revisit the State and Foreign Operations title of the omnibus so that we can fully address the concerns at hand. which was also blocked today. So there is no consent on anything today, and the government is set to shut down on the 28th. The Democrat leader in the House, Steny Hoyer, said this morning that Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin are actually talking already to work on a continuing resolution to keep the government funded. The thought here is that they may look to keep it funded until after Joe Biden gets in office, so they pass the stimulus package under his administration. So all that this is doing is just causing delays. We didn't even hear a word from Mitch McConnell yet, which is crazy. He's been dead silent, and he may actually just stay silent until this bill gets vetoed by President Trump, in which case they will try to vote to override the veto, which is not guaranteed and may not happen. And if President Trump doesn't do anything, the bill will just become law in about a week. But that won't look good for President Trump, because then all that he would have accomplished is getting the people fired up for $2,000, then only giving them a delayed $600 check and having unemployment expire and the eviction moratoriums expire. The House may pass the $2,000 check amendment on Monday along party lines, which will mean nothing also because Mitch McConnell is not going to pick it up. Any bill that passes along party lines in one chamber just dies in the other chamber. They have to reach an agreement before they vote on something. So this is where we stand right now. This is the absolute latest and most accurate information you can find. So if you appreciate this update, please consider subscribing for more and sharing this video with family and friends who may find it useful. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you all. Please hit the like button on the video and make sure to check the link in the description for the Yara savings account. It's a savings account that is FDIC insured but gives you interest with a lottery system. If you use the link below, you'll get 100 tickets when you deposit as little as $25 for a chance to win up to $10 million. Then you'll get a weekly ticket for every $25 you deposit. I think this is the future of banking, as it encourages savings to earn more chances at winning a large prize. Also, don't forget to get your free stocks from Webull, potentially worth up to $1,600 when you deposit only $100, which is just like cash. You can take it out anytime you feel like it. All the links are in the description below. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.